right. All right, guys. We are live. We're live here, Survivor Digest. Josh Ray, Slipper House Extra Extra YouTube channel. Here with you on a Thursday night, talking Survivor 50. Talking Survivor 50 here, episode 12. It's getting to it. It's about to be the end of the season. Season 3 will be our last episode. It'll be our big finale. It's going to be a live finale. Actually, very excited about that. Let me get adjusted here. I hit live just to get things rolling. I got a late start here tonight, but I greatly appreciate you joining us if you're watching the playback or if you're going to be joining us live. Thank you so much. Yeah, we had a doozy of an episode this week, guys. Real doozy. It was fast paced too, super fast paced. Like this episode was what, an hour and a half long? Yeah, like an hour. I think so. I don't think it was 2 hours. No, because there was like a 30-minute break in between me having to start the wrestling show we do on Wednesdays. Pro Wrestling Wednesday at 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, it made little to no sense here on why this wasn't an episode. I would have thought this would have been the 2-hour episode. I mean, you had two giants here. Hell, you could have had. Well, I don't know. Because Ozzy went out in the last episode, so yeah, just. I mean, this one I would have put at 2 hours. I mean, this is Cirie going home. This is a big deal. And you also have Devins, but Cirie going home, come on, that deserves our time slot. Survivor. I got my notes here, guys. I got my notes. Got a full page. Full page this. Oh, I hit the mic. Full page of notes this week. Get this up so I can read chat as well. So let's get into it, man. Survivor 50, episode 12. I'm Josh O'Leary. This is Survivor Digest. I have digested this episode. I took notes, and we're going to see how I felt about it. And I write here, Cirie is pissed. She's pissed to start things off here on, I believe this is night 21 here. And Devins has his eyes set looking for an idol in the morning. First thing in the morning, Devins, he's going to wake up and he's going to say, I want to look for an idol. And he probably should because of the amount of trouble he could be in. Then we have Rizzo explaining to Cirie how Ozzy his own ship. And then Cirie kind of throws some jabs, excuse me, at Ozzy that I thought were really funny. She's like, why did I attach myself to an idiot? Is what was one of her quotes. And I thought that that's a really good one from Cirie because Ozzy really did. I mean, he sank his own ship. Everybody wants to blame whoever, but Ozzy sank his own ship in typical Ozzy fashion. That's what Ozzy does. That's what Ozzy does. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. And, that's what we like to see. So that's what they gave us. Mr. Mark. Did I block you on Grindr? I could have. You're ugly, I guess. How you doing, Mr. Mark? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. All right. So we have Jonathan. He's taking claim to the Ozzy vote. And Aubrey is saying that is some BS. Now, people are saying this is some sort of edit for Aubrey. They're saying this is some sort of filler in that they've done in post-production, added these confessionals from Aubrey where she's saying like, oh, I'm flying under, this is really my move and all this. This is her move. This is sort of her move, the Ozzy vote. The Ozzy vote, like I said just a few sentences ago, is really his own fault. It's his own ship that's been sank here. I believe that Aubrey did have a big part in it, in that, after Ozzy spilled the beans, she went and told everyone. So yes, she did the majority of the outside work that Ozzy didn't already do himself. She did do that majority of work. So now we're at day 22, and Devins, he's up early like he said he was going to be. He's up at the crack of dawn. Best part of waking up is an idol in his cup, and he's looking for idols, and everyone starts to follow him around. Jonathan, especially, is right on his tail, smelling Devin's farts all through the jungle here in Fiji. And Devins complains that Jonathan is blocking the sun because Jonathan is such a big man. He says, "You're blocking the sun." And at one point, Devins, he's such a witty guy. Devins, he says, "I'm looking for my contact lens." I actually thought that was kind of funny. He's like, "Oh, I'm just looking for my contact lens." Right? Found Waldo. Just that guy. What's going on, Just? To see you. I do kind of like resemble Waldo a little bit. It's the red hat. Maybe it's the red hat. Good to see you, Just. I hope you're doing well. Let me mark my spot so I don't do this all the time. I write really small and I lose my spot, so I got to highlight where I'm at. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm talking Survivor. If you're just now here joining us live, like, share, and subscribe. All that nonsense that YouTube wants you to do. Got lots of content here on Slipper House, and I'm back all the time. Back all the time. I would be back tomorrow night for a live reaction to the final hour of SmackDown, but I'm going to be going to the show. I'm going to be actually going to the show, and I'm not going to live stream while I'm at the show. I'm going to enjoy SmackDown tomorrow night, and that'll be fun. That will be fun. So let's get back to the Survivor 50 episode 12. Like I said, Devins is complaining that big, huge, giant Jonathan, he's blocking the sun from him finding an idol. And we move on to Aubrey being fine with Rick drawing all the attention for now. So she's cool with Devins drawing all the attention for now. But I'm also thinking in the back of my head, like, what about Jonathan? Why are you not worried about Jonathan drawing all the big attention as a threat? Because he is a threat. I mean, he's claiming the move. You just said, like, he's claiming the move. You should be a little bit worried about him too. Devins kind of seems a little bit goofy to me at this point. That's just my personal opinion. He seems a little bit goofy. Maybe he I don't know. I feel like he might be sort of a counter option for you to take to the final three, even with him doing the whole Mr. Beast thing, making it $2 million, whatever it may be. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. But did he have the right gameplay in the end against you? So I don't know about this. I had my if I'm Aubrey, my eyes hook, line, and sinkered on Jonathan instead of Devins, but gotta be Devins, right? Pretty clear here in the editing that Devins is the one to go. As the next here is Devins crying to Joe after he doesn't find an idol. So Devins is searching for an idol high and low. He doesn't find one, and then he cries. He cries and says immunity win is the only way for him, and I'm inclined to agree. Right? I know a lot of people out there get really emotional on the show. I don't really have anything for it here. I'm surprised Joe was the one he was talking to, because Devins and Joe had a really pretty thick rivalry. And from what I understand, had a very heated argument out there on the island. Um, One that Joe never really got over, from what I understand. So Devins cries to Joe here, and that's surprising. It's very surprising. Let's go to the immunity challenge. So we get to immunity challenge, and immediately I'm like, holy shit, this one's going fast. Liam? All right. You're Yuli. Okay, thank you. Kina. It's water, by the way, tonight, guys. No soda. I wasn't doing soda again because it's been giving me upset tummy at night, I think. I think that's what it is. I'm drinking too much carbonation throughout the day, and I need to cool off with that. We can all take a lesson from that, and drink more water. It's good for you. It actually does nothing. It just replenishes the nothingness, and that's what you need. So the immunity challenge. Here we go. It's for the final six spot. It's a puzzle balance table combination here, and Jeff says balance like 8 times in one long run-on sentence to get us started and confused. And all I'm going to tell you here is that Joe was the last castaway to win this challenge in season 48, and he's going to be the one to win it here. Okay, he's going to win this one. And one of the quotes from is Joe is moving just enough to be technically be moving, which I thought was really good. It was a really good quote from Jeff. He's moving just enough to technically be moving. And Joe he was locked in. He was dead eye locked, like dead eye stare. It was not good. It was a horror movie esque from Joe here, as he held onto the rope and just deadlocked his way back. And it worked. It worked the first time, and like you said, in 48, and it's going to work again here. He's a freak, and he wins barbecue beef as well. Apparently, some barbecue beef, some delicious barbecue beef. I believe that's what they said. Go to commercial, and we come back, and Rizzo, he thinks he's safe. An eyebrow is like anytime someone says, "I think I'm safe" on Survivor, they're the one going home, and I'm like, "Oh no, are the tables turning?" He says he's safe, and his focus is on Devins and does not have to use his idol. He says, "I do not have to use my idol tonight," and I'm like, "Oh boy!" Anytime someone says they don't need to use their idol tonight, that they're safe, they get voted out with their idol in their pocket, and I thought that's what was happening to Rizzo. Yeah, in any case though, focus shifts a bunch of ways here before Tribal. Tiffany wants to use Devins as a smokescreen to go out with his idol. Now, Tiffany has the correct read. Tiffany has the correct read here, in that it's you should be gunning for Rizzo. He's got the idol. This guy doesn't. He's taking a final three spot. This isn't about if you can beat whoever. He's taking a final three spot, and that could be your final three spot. And he's got an idol, so you're gonna want to be getting this guy out of the game. Tiffany's got the correct read. I'm not gonna front like Tiffany isn't smart as hell here. Everybody should. Well, she should try to hard everybody on board with this. Um, she probably did. It's just difficult. It's difficult to get everybody on board with something like this. Especially with Rizzo, who had Sari. Sari does not want Rizzo out. Sari stated that in this episode. She's like, I do not want Rizzo out of this game. So Aubrey sees tonight as a final three vote, and she wants to take Rizzo to the end. She says that. She says, I feel like I could take Rizzo to the end. She says that Rizzo is like a little kid. The jury is going to see him as like a little kid, and why would they give this little snot-nosed kid, this little brat shit? That's what she said. She said, why would they give snot-nosed little brat shit $1 million? And I was like, oh, it'd be funny if they did. If they got to the if they got to the final three, and it's Joe, Rizzo, and Aubrey sitting, and they give Rizzo the $2 million, I will laugh my ass off. I will laugh my ass off, and I won't even be upset about anything. I will just laugh and laugh and laugh. Because dude, I love Rizzo. I think he's playing a fantastic game. I think the people who think he made a bad move here, they're just mad Sari's gone, that Ozzy's gone. I'm mad about it too. But in the long run, I mean, this is what's best for him if he does sit in the final three, and he's got to make a strong case against people. He's going to have a better time and an easier time against anybody that's left on Survivor than with Sari or Ozzy still sitting there as his final two. Because they're like, oh, if you're going to lose in the final three, why'd you vote out that? There's no guarantee that was going to lose. I bet he gets some votes. I'm going to make a bet he gets some votes. Why not? Why not? Why not? I bet he gets some votes, man. I bet Rizzo gets some votes. And if he's sitting final three, I'd consider it because I mean he's been sneaky. He was the only one from from left that had seen a season, and yeah, he kept it idle then again. He did this twice. He's done this twice. Rizzo. So credit where it's due with the Riz God. So yes, we were Aubrey and why she wants to take it to the end. Cirie does not like Tiffany's plan with voting out Rizzo and will not destroy the family. She says she gets that mafia type look on her face, and she says, "I will not destroy the family. Okay, this is not something I plan on doing. We're going to need to move our plans elsewhere." Rizzo makes everyone aware that he is aware at tribal council. Okay, so we're at tribal council now. Let me highlight that. This was my spot. We're at tribal council now, and Devin is going to cry again here at tribal council uh, because he likes to look at the stars in Fiji and drag my ass through broken glass. This is the shit I hate watching on TV. I'm sure it's very emotional while you're there, and you can kind of feel it because you're out there, the cameras are on you, the lights, it's all the glamour of being on the TV show. You're starved to death, you're delusional. Jeff Probst is in front of you. It's probably surreal and amazing, and you're gonna say some dumb shit like that. I'm sure I would too. Um, but this it's just cringe to watch again on TV. I don't like it, and I really didn't like it when it makes me feel like okay, yeah, he's definitely getting voted out because they're having him sit there talk about how it's so nice to look at the stars. And so later on, he can tweet some about stars. Like I don't. Devins, he's crying about the stars, and he plays his shot in the dark. Right? He plays a shot in the dark. He says, "Ooh, shooting star in the dark." This should be called the shooting star in the dark for Rick Devins, and it doesn't work. He's voted out like promptly. They're like, "Yo, all Devins." Everybody's like, "Yo, Devins, he's done. Get him out of here." There's not a single vote, not per Devins besides his own. And now we're on day 23. So this was an hour and a half long episode, just like I said. Very quick pace as we weren't even halfway through here before we're already on to day 23. Devins is gone. Tiffany is salty that Rizzo did not play as idol, rightfully so. Everybody kind of should be a little bit mad about that. Rizzo said, "Hey, I'm going to be playing this thing tonight," but he's going to keep doing that. He did it all the way through 49. He's going to keep doing it here. This is the classic Rizzo move. This is something he has mastered, and quite frankly, um, I like it. I think it's a little bit sleazy from him. It's a little bit fair play from him to do something like this, a little bit Hans like, but he's got a different riz to it, right? Got a little bit of a different riz to it. Sorry, guys, about the throat, man. I don't know. I have on and off days with the weather, the pollen. The pollen gets me, and I start having like a rasp. Start sounding like I could sing like a Macy Gray song really well. Thank you for the likes, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Come on back and hang out anytime. No need to chat if you don't want to, but if you would like to, you feel free to leave a chat. We're having a good time here. So we got Aubrey. She sees Tiffany as a huge threat and the Golden Girl underdog. And I said, wow, that's funny coming from Aubrey, who I guess that's really how she represented on her past seasons, kind of, was the Golden Girl underdog a little bit. Right? And thought that was funny coming from Aubrey. Riz God says he's now a Riz rat. Riz rat? You can sort of imagine Rizzo kind of like crawling around in the sand on Fiji, in Fiji, being like, gnawing, eating little hermit crabs. He's a Riz rat. Rizrat says, where am I? Where's Rizrat? Okay. He says, Jonathan's whole plan to Suri. He says, Rizrat says, Jonathan, good Lord, own handwriting. Rizrat says, dude, I still can't read it. Rizrat says Suri's whole plan to Jesus Christ. What was that, guys? I was having a mini stroke reading my own handwriting. All right, let's get to the immunity challenge. This is for the final five. This is for the final five spot. Okay. It's an obstacle course with a bunch of bozo puzzles, and you got to spell something at the end here. Okay. So you better know how to spell. And unfortunately, Joe does not know how to spell. He does a rerun of the season 8, the spelling challenge that he did, and that was very funny. I quite enjoyed that from Joe when that happened in 48. And here he is again, and he was about it in the confessional. You know, he's like, I need to go back to school. But I really liked dude, honestly, I kind of liked Joe in this episode. I thought he was very fun. I like Joe throughout the series, honestly. 48, he bothered me a little bit, but those aren't really his sidekick that bothered me. Eva, she not my favorite. Found her very annoying, and once Joe was on his own there at the end, I thought he would have gotten a lot more votes in 48. But I was wrong about that. And here, he's kind of still the same. He's even more ramped up, or he's Joe turned up to 11. And I kind of love him for it. He's more himself than ever. So anyway, I know that's not popular. That's not a popular thing, but I do enjoy Joe. I think he's very funny. I may enjoy him for the wrong reasons, but I enjoy him. So we're going to get a fan vote. It's announced for a castaway $1. Jeff announces that the singer Sia give away $1 million to her favorite person. Remember, she gave it to Todd. There's been a few different people throughout history of Survivor who have gotten this thing, and it's back, but not with Sia or something like that. It's just a fan vote for your favorite castaway. So Suri's going to get $1 million at the end of this thing anyway. Is what they're saying here. Suri's getting $1 million at the end of this thing anyway. Everyone is back at camp strategizing, and Aubrey says it's time for Suri to go. Rizzo says Suri is the mafia, and if you say it's time for her to go and she gets wind of this thing, you're cooked. So Rizzo's going to fly under the radar because he's kind of seeing the writing on the wall that Suri does need to go. Like, he can't sit at the end with Suri. Like, no one can. There's maybe a few people that could have. Ozzy could have. Tiffany maybe. But that's about it. Suri had a really like tight rope walk to the end here. Um, and Rizzo's right. Suri is the mafia. I absolutely love this. I've been calling her the Suri Mafia this whole time. I've been them the family this whole time. Like, how could you break up the family? You know, Suri's, you know, Wizard of Oz, the mafia. You get cooked, like Rizzo says. Rizzo says he can't be cagey and weird, and is now targeting Suri. And Suri knows her and Aubrey are the two targets. She's not dumb. She knows her and Aubrey are like on the chopping block here, and says uh, Jonathan is easy to manipulate, and she's correct. And this is great for Rizzo, who has an idol. It was talking him getting a bunch of votes and flushing that thing, getting it off of him. Now the tide has shifted. It's really done what he's wanted, and they're not really denying it in the edit, but everything has kind of gone his way here. As now it's like an Aubrey Suri vote, if anything. It's an Aubrey Suri vote. So credit where credit's due with Rizzo again. Uh, and now Suri knows that they're the two big targets. And then she says Jonathan is to manipulate, and Suri would be correct. Suri would be very correct that Jonathan is easy to manipulate. She goes and shows us an example of this, and as she and manipulates Jonathan. And he buys it hook, line, and sinker. And I wrote here in my notes, good Lord, what a bozo. Because he is kind of being a bozo. At one point, Jonathan like licked the rice from the community rice jar on the show. And I just was, baffled that they even showed this on television, that they were even like, oh yeah, people will want to see, sign up for Survivor, play with other people that'll stick their toe in the community rice jar. What was Justin thinking here? That automatically told me he's not winning, because the edit wouldn't include that type of bozo behavior if he was winning. Rizzo's plan is sniffed out a little bit, and he needs Joe and Jonathan for this vote against Sari if it's going to work at Tribal Council. Let's go to Tribal Council here. Tribal Council number 2 of this hour and a half long episode of Survivor 50, episode 12. Rizzo says sixth is the same as second here in Survivor, and he's not wrong a little bit. Further is a little bit of prize money for second, so he is wrong a little bit. Aubrey says tension is at a 99 out of 100, and Jeff points out that Sari and Aubrey have a lot in common, blah, 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 blah. The blood is pumping. It's about Sari and Aubrey. That's where he shifts the focus to. And then we go to the vote. Sari and Aubrey, they vote for each other. Of course, only 2 votes they're going to show here as everybody gets done voting. And Rizzo does not play his idol, dude. They said, Jeff's like, if anybody has an immunity idol, you want to play it? Now would be the time to do so. Freaking Rizzo just, dude, cool, calm, and collected, too. Like, give him more credit, dude. He's just calm and collected. And everybody's just like, oh my God, he's not doing it again. Yeah, you didn't vote for him again. You literally didn't vote for him again. He didn't have to play it. And he can sit there and say that at the end. Depending on who he's sitting next to, it may be some good. Him not playing his idol. So Sari is then voted out, and Aubrey has a nice big relief. And this was kind of a really lackluster goodbye for Sari. I thought it would have been more extravagant, but Jeff just instead was like, you can say the tribe has spoken. I would have been like, fuck you, Jeff. I don't want to say the tribe has spoken. You say it. What? It's the last time I'm ever playing. You say it, dude. Like, what in the world? But she turned around and said, the tribe is. They always make Sari do some dumb shit. Can they stop? Can they fuck off with making Sari do dumb shit? She doesn't need to say the tribe has spoken. She doesn't need to turn around to the tribe and say, oh, the tribe has spoken. Like, you say it, Jeff. Snuff my torch and let me get out of here, man. I just wasted all this time. I was going to get $2 million. I'm Sari fucking Fields. I've been screwed production out of winning this show like 3 times before. I should step on your foot and break your stupid, beady little toes, Jeff. Forget his name. Call him Joe. Now we got Joe, Aubrey, Tiffany, and Jonathan. These are our final 5 of Survivor. Oh, these are our final 5. Rizzo, Tiffany, Jonathan, Aubrey, and Joe. Joe making it to the final 3 again. Rizzo making it all to pretty much the end again here. Aubrey, this is class. I mean, how far has she gone each time? Tiffany, this is the farthest she's gotten. And Jonathan, again, farthest he's gotten. What is this is something? This is when you looked at Survivor 50. I know when I looked at Survivor 50 and I looked at the cast, this is not who I would. I wouldn't have put any of these people probably in my final 5. If I was to pick a final 5 and I'm looking at the cast, I would say none of these people are in the final 5. Because I would want none of these people in the final 5 at the beginning of the season, right? No, my mind's changed a little bit, and I like some of these people's stories. I know Tiffany was so lowly edited at the beginning of the season that people complained and were like, "Oh my gosh, she's so under edited," and then she's been a big, huge part ever since then. Her story's all right. She's got some immunity wins. I think 3. One co-immunity win with Joe. And yeah, Joe's out there too. Immunity wins. Aubrey, she probably needs a few of those. Rizzo, I think honestly, In my opinion, I think Rizzo has had one of the better under the, in my opinion. Agree with that, but I think he played the Suri Mafia to the right point in this game. Got got rid of them at the right points. Hopefully, had a good social game with them to like he'll still get the votes in the end. Maybe he can swindle them with words or by convincing them with explaining the gameplay a little bit. I think Rizzo, out of everybody here, is my at least my favorite. He's got my favorite game. He played the Ozzy and Serena Mafia all the way to where he needed, like I said, and he had his hands in a few other baskets along the way, and he kept an idol in his pocket the whole way. What he knew about, and they still let him slide by. They kept letting him slide by, regardless. Regardless, you want to flush it? Well, you left the turd in the toilet, right? There you have it, folks. It was kind of a quick recap, dude. I recapped that quick as hell. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Got through my notes. I thought it was a good episode. I mean, like I said, I would have put that at 2 hours, man. I would have for sure put that at 2 hours. Because an hour and a half was not long enough. I feel like I was missing some things, man. I felt like I'm missing some stuff.